Okay, my good friends, it's Roger, Mud Fossil University, again with a special request from a good friend, Aaron Hartman, over at Age of Disclosure, and time to reveal the Giants, I believe. Now, I help Aaron and comment on things for him now and then because I do the chemistry part, and I have Mud Fossil University on YouTube, which you should come and subscribe to. It has all of the research, and it's very deep research, and there's no guesses there, and there's no guesses on my Mud Fossil research page on YouTube either. It's strictly research, so it's not. There's nothing there that. As a matter of fact, I only post research and then people can comment and challenge it. There's no actually posting there. Now Aaron has a whole different situation. He allows people to come in and look and think and do all the things that are required to think. I'm at a point where I cannot allow anything that's not 100% valid because I'm presenting it as true research. It's a different situation. So his page is dedicated to everybody having looking and trying to find out what things are. And I go there and I see and I find things that, yes, they're what they are. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are. I can't afford not to have the right thing. So I'm going to show you how I make my determinations, and I'm going to comment on some of the things he sent. And I like to do this. All I care about is having people understand this is real, it's not silly, and there are very deep ramifications. It's not a monkey bone. All right. Now, this is a colossus somewhere. I'm not certain where, but it's a giant, and it was frozen by a Gorgon type of technology long ago. And it's written about by Ovid they call him. But anyway, this is the structure. Now, you can see the pose. It's extraordinary, these poses. They have looks of wonder on their faces a lot of times. You see this architecture right here? You see that? That's the blood running down through the arterial side. Whenever it's red or rusty color, that's the artery side. It has what's called FeO3 blood, oxygen with iron oxide with the 3 oxygens. As it comes down, it forces itself through to the other side where it comes back as blue blood. In mud fossils, it will show up as black. Now, you see this stripe right here? You see that? It almost looks like somebody took a little pizza dough or something and wrapped it over there. That is tendon. It's clearly different from what you see over here. And I'm going to show you the anatomy that'll show this. But anyway, the blood runs down all the way. So this is what we got. These are real. This I certify by Mud Fossil University as a real ancient petrified creature that was done instantaneously. And Ovid has all of this is documented. So it's not something that is it's just a guess. I'm saying, oh, he must have done that instantaneously. No, he wrote all about this. He wrote that they did this to make lawn sculptures, literally. They did this and he posed these people and froze them instantaneously. That's what it says. All right, here's another one Aaron sent me, and it's there's the guy's artery as they ripped his arm off, and you can see the architecture of his arm. There's his artery bleeding all over the place. I mean, it's so unbelievable. I can't even imagine what was going on back then, but Ovid wrote about this. They told these guys, go up and hold this thing up, and then they froze him in place. It's just what happened, and it was written about. Now, down here, you see all of the blood flowing down. That's the part where I showed you before how the different types of muscle is darker here and separated and so forth. Now, there's the other foot. There's blood blowing out of that one. There's blood blowing out here. It was alive. That's all there is to it. It was alive. Case closed. Okay, I went back and looked at the video that I did, and I got a little carried away with the transition metals, but I need people to understand the transition metals, and there they are. And these are the only reason you are alive and breathing oxygen and doing all the things that you do. And every bit of your anatomy requires to have a full complement of these metals, and it's not only these, there's almost 100 of them. You contain iridium and uranium, and all of that stuff is in your body, and it has a function, and it carries molecules around. Every one has a special function and carries a certain specific molecule to do a certain specific job. Some of them may do your elbows. Seriously, it can be that specific. Some of them might do the nails on your body, and some of them the eyes and eyelashes, the thin skin, the thick skin, all the different things has to be built and structured and constructed from something, and these are the ones that carry the things around to do the constructing, and to feed you, and to give you oxygen, and to carry away the carbon dioxide. Without these, you're done. And if you are missing some of these, or they are weak, or they're in the wrong ratios, you become chronically ill. And the reason these things become in the right ratios is because your body processes the food that you take in correctly. And that requires bacteria, because the bacteria creates something that's called enzymes. Enzymes are literally chemistry kits. They're chemistry sets. And then one type of bacteria will say, well, my job is to create something that's going to go out and harvest copper. And if that bacteria is killed by an antibiotic, which is frequently done, you will not have copper. And if you don't have copper, you may not be able to hear. You may not be able to see correctly. You may itch all day long. You may have joint pains. But you will suffer from some chronic illness if you have too much of something or not enough of something. And if you ingest things that are not natural things, and they bind with these things that should be carrying something else, then you are going to be possibly ill. Or if they come in and they attack things that you need, and they break those molecules and you don't have them, you are going to be sick. So I recommended this for years now, and nobody will listen to me. I know I sound frustrated, and I am frustrated. I'm very frustrated, to be perfectly honest with you. I cannot believe the absolute... Anyway, I'm not going to go into this. I'm just going to continue on. The transition elements are absolutely required for your life and your maintenance and your health, and to keep you away from the doctors. And if you don't, and all the foods you eat are these colors. They're just colors. The food you eat didn't come in these colors because there's nothing there. It came in colors because you need these things in your body. And the earth knows that. Doctors don't know that. They have no clue about this. Don't care about this at all. I can't find anybody that has any care whatsoever about this. Now, it could be just incompetence, but I don't know. I have no idea why they don't care about what the natural system of your body is. And if you have these correct chemicals in you and these correct metals, they will deliver and pick up the things to make your body healthy. Case closed. Now, how do you get these things in your body to work correctly? Bacteria. All right, exactly identical to they use in the waste treatment plants, heavy metals and so forth. They attach to the heavy metals. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. But if you break them, or if you go in there with antibiotics and kill them all, and these all go home and you're going to be healthy, you just send somebody home with a death sentence. You send them home to be chronically ill. It's a fact. If you don't have the right bacteria in your gut, which is what antibiotics kills, goes right through, they'll kill everything, it's all no good, these will never be able to do their job, and you will be sick. And that's why I get frustrated, because all we need is to have a national or a worldwide database that says, all right, here's what the metals are that are in your blood. All they need is a fluoroscope. They take a blood drop, and bloop, 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 it says 27% iron, 6% this, and 1% of that, and blah, 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 blah. And there's 100 of them. There's 100 of them. Now, you match that to the bacteria that is in your fecal sample. So here you are, you got a blood drop, you got a little piece of poop. Between the two of them, that is your life. That is your life. Your life is based on poop. bacteria. I just thought about that. It's so funny. I gotta take a break. Okay, my friends, I am sorry. That just struck me funny. My father used to tell me things that made me laugh about. He used to say that everything you drink's been through the kidneys of a Chinaman at least once. Anyway, these kind of things strike me. Anyway, I'm going to go into some other stuff. At one point I say I'm going to wrap it up here. Well, I don't wrap it up. I just keep on going. So, anyway, I needed a good laugh. All right, thanks. Just keep watching. It's really very interesting. And this is not a monkey bone. I keep saying that, and it is not. It is not just a curiosity. All right, you should really look deep into this. Go to Mud Fossil University, subscribe, and start learning. Because just go. Well, I say learning. Go look. If you see something, it turns you on. You think it's right. Well, maybe there's something there. Well, take a look. Nothing there. You will find nothing, zero, that is not supported with some material physical evidence, or at least a very good story from the ancient texts, which I now believe are literally word for word fact. I mean, there's the things that they wrote which nobody could have expected, like a dragon and a leviathan and all these insane things that we've been finding at Mud Fossil University. They are actually true things that were written, and they're true, like this, the Gorgons. Somehow they petrified these people instantaneously. What is that all about? A lot of study could be done. You know, I think the academics might enjoy this if they ever got into it and let themselves devolve. All right, see you later. All right, we'll finish it up with the Colossus of Colossus of Apennine, I believe is how you pronounce it. And this was supposed to have been done in the 1500s. Well, it wasn't done in the 1500s. This was long, long ago where the gods were here, and this was done by the gods, and they added a nest on a guy's back in the 1500s, and I'll show you that. Now, again, this is the kaolin clays. This is all the red bloody stuff that runs out. I can see all kinds of architecture on the skin, the blood running out of his legs. He had on some kind of a cape that was on him when he first originally was petrified. Now, let's look at other pictures about him. All right, this is what it looks like. This is and all they did was they built this thing up on his back. That's all. And they put a little dragon nest up down there in the 1500s. The rest of it is 100% real. I've checked that thing every single way you can check it, and it is 100% correct. And Ovid wrote everything about this in Metamorphos. It was very, very clear. They talked about doing it. They froze 200 of them in one day, and one guy was swinging his sword, and the other guy turned into stone so quick that when he hit him, his sword went twang, and he was also frozen at the same time with a look on his face of amazement, is what it said. All right, I told you I would make it extremely clear how different things have different transition metals in them, and this is what I've been pointing out to for years now, and I don't even think anybody realizes what it is other than the people that have been paying attention to mud fossils. This is a heart. It's an opalized heart. Now, opals form in blood. Blood is thick, thick, thick blood. Australia is slaughtered with blood. And the blood has transition metals in it. And when it's wet, these things, all of the body tissue, its natural condition is in wetness is to pass things in and out. It loves to move things in and out. It's called carboxylation. And it's carboxylation of transition metal elements. Every time you see a color, it's a transition metal. Every time you see it clearly delineated in these forms, it means that that particular type of tissue needs a certain type of metal to do its job. This might be vanadium, it might be copper, it might be whatever it is. There's 100 different transition metals. There's even iridium and uranium are transition metals, and they are in your body. And they do certain jobs. And the jobs they do are critical, and they just don't understand that either. They think they're just rattling around in your body. Well, they are not. They grab onto molecules up in your heart. They bring them down to your legs and extremities and your whole body, and they drop them off, and as that pH changes, they grab onto a molecule to take back up to the heart to add another oxygen to it. Simple as that. It's the pH change that causes transition metals to handshake and release. Simple as that. And if you don't have them, you're sick. And if you don't have them in the right quantities, you're sick. And if you can't get them and process them by bacteria in your body, you're sick. It's called chronic illness. So I throw all these things in. I can't help myself. That's what I do. But let's go back to the giants. By the way, I don't want to beat this thing to death, but I've been trying to get some doctor to pay attention. There's not a single one will. All you need to do, because I can tell you right now, these tissues have to have exact type of chemistry. You are nothing but a chemistry set. And if you don't have the right transition metals, you're going to be sick. All they need to do is to take a blood sample with a fluoroscope reading to find out the percentages and what blood metals are in your body, and then they match that up to a database of the average and people that don't have any symptoms, and then they would look at the bacteria that's your body from a fecal sample. Between those two in a database, and everybody went in and did that, before long they would find out what bacteria was bad and what metal it deprived or would not remove from you, and therefore the type of bacteria that was bad in you, because they create what they call an enzyme. The enzyme creates the metal. And if you don't have the metal, you cannot drag the things around in your body for your fingernails and your ears and your eyes and your toenails, and all the things have different chemistry, and all of those different transition metals have a different chemical signature handshake. All right, I don't mean to get off on these tangents, but nobody ever listens to this stuff. They look at all these pictures and, oh, look at these giants, look at this and that. Well, there's so much more to this. In academia, it just treats it like I'm an idiot. This is not silly. You know, it's time to stop wasting the time with this. I'm not going to live forever. I mean, I want to watch it. I know I'm not important. It's not me. But I want to watch. Now, something else I don't understand is this is not basalt. It's a crete left over after crushing stone to take out the gold, and what's left is a mineral concrete. It's just like concrete. And they must have added some kind of fuser to this. This is a mold, and the mold was here, and it's a giant. That's a giant's hand. Just like this. I made a mold. It's identical. He was forcing this down into the mold. He went out to have a couple cerveza. Came back, it was solid. Well, maybe more than a couple.